At Mach 2, the sky stops forgiving mistakes. Metal stretches, air feels as solid as a wall, and heat becomes an invisible enemy, clawing at wings and noses. Only a small, elite group of aircraft have ever crossed this threshold and lived their machines built not just to fly faster than sound, but to defy physics itself. Their history is a story of Cold War rivalry, engineering obsession, and breathtaking ambition. This is the saga of every Mach 2 aircraft ever built. The journey began not with fighters, but with experimental research aircraft. Back in 1947, Chuck Yeager famously shattered the sound barrier in the Bell X-1, but hitting Mach 2 required something far more radical. That incredible leap came in 1953, when the Douglas D-55A2 skyrocket, a sleek, white dart, exceeded Mach 2 in a rocket-powered climb. It proved that controlled flight at such speeds was possible, but only just barely. The pilot was literally riding a bullet. Then came the legends. The North American X-15, first flown in 1959, remains unmatched in raw, terrifying performance. This wasn't a plane that took off from a runway. It was a rocket ship, launched from the belly of a B-52 bomber high in the atmosphere. With its powerful rocket engine blazing, the X-15 reached an astonishing Mach 6.7 and soared to altitudes that brushed the very edge of space. Though not a conventional aircraft you could fly from airport to airport, the X-15 defined the brutal realities of hypersonic flight. It taught us about the intense heat, the structural stresses, and the unique aerodynamics of moving faster than a rifle bullet. It laid the groundwork for everything that followed. As the Cold War intensified, speed became survival. If you weren't fast, you were a target. The Soviet Union jumped ahead with the MiG-19, the first production aircraft capable of sustained Mach 2 flight and level cruise. It was a significant achievement, but it was quickly overshadowed. Soon after, the MiG-21 arrived, small, nimble, lethal, and produced in staggering numbers. The MiG-21 became the most widely used Mach 2 fighter in history, a symbol of Soviet air power seen in skies all over the world. The United States responded with a combination of brute force and cutting-edge innovation. First came the F-104 Starfighter, a machine so extreme it was nicknamed the missile with a man in it. Its wings were tiny, almost like razor blades, and it relied on a massive engine to push it past Mach 2. The Starfighter demanded respect and punished any mistake with deadly consequences, but its pure speed was undeniable. A more refined, and ultimately more successful, American answer was the F-4 Phantom II. This was a twin-engine giant, a beast of a plane capable of reaching Mach 2.2. It wasn't elegant or particularly graceful, but it compensated with raw power, a huge payload of weapons, and incredible versatility. The Phantom served in multiple roles as a fighter, a bomber, and a reconnaissance plane across decades of conflict, becoming an icon of American air power. Meanwhile, Europe carved its own path to Mach 2. France's Dassault Mirage 3 proved that a simple, clean delta-wing design could deliver Mach 2 performance with surprising agility and reliability. The Mirage became a massive global export success, a combat-proven icon flown by air forces around the globe. It was beautiful, fast, and deadly. Britain answered with one of the most unique and spectacular interceptors ever built, the English Electric Lightning. This plane was all about one thing: raw, vertical power. With its two engines stacked one on top of the other, the Lightning could go from a standing start on the runway to Mach 2 in just a few minutes, climbing almost straight up into the sky. Its range was limited, but for pure, unadulterated climb rate and acceleration, nothing could touch it. France later pushed the boundaries again with the Mirage 4, a sleek strategic bomber designed for a single, terrifying mission: to penetrate deep into Soviet airspace at extreme speed and altitude to deliver a nuclear payload. It showed that Mach 2 wasn't just for dogfighting. It was a strategic tool for projecting power across continents. Some aircraft, however, were built for one mission and one mission alone: to stop anything that flies, no matter how high or how fast. The Soviet MiG-25 Foxbat sent shockwaves through the West when it first appeared in the late 1960s. This enormous interceptor, built largely from stainless steel to withstand incredible heat, could exceed Mach 2.8 and fly at altitudes no other fighter could reach. Western intelligence initially thought it was a super maneuverable dogfighter, but they were wrong. The Foxbat was a pure speed demon, a drag racer of the skies designed to catch high-flying American bombers and spy planes. The Foxbat's shocking performance directly led to the American response, the F-15 Eagle. While the Eagle was designed to be the world's greatest air-to-air dogfighter rather than just a straight-line speedster, it could still easily exceed Mach 2.5. The F-15 brilliantly combined speed with incredible agility, creating a package that no aircraft had managed before. It was fast, powerful, and could outturn almost anything in the sky. The MiG-25 successor, the MiG-31 Foxhound, refined the concept of the high-speed interceptor. It took the Foxbat's raw performance and added vastly superior avionics, a revolutionary radar system, and the ability to maintain its high speed for much longer. To this day, the MiG-31 remains one of the fastest operational combat aircraft ever fielded. Of course, no history of high-speed flight is complete without mentioning the one, the only, SR-71 Blackbird. Flying routinely above Mach 3, the Blackbird wasn't just an aircraft. It was a technological miracle from another planet. Built from exotic titanium, it famously leaked fuel on the ground because its panels were designed to fit loosely, only expanding and sealing up from the intense heat of high-speed flight. The SR-71 used pure, untouchable velocity as its defense. Missiles couldn't catch it. Fighters couldn't reach its altitude. For decades it roamed the skies with impunity, a ghost flying faster than the sun. Its cousins, the A-12 and YF-12, shared that same incredible DNA, proving that extreme speed could be a form of stealth, long before modern radar-evading shapes were ever conceived. But Mach 2 wasn't just confined to the world of war and espionage. For a brief, shining moment, it was for everyone. The Concorde, a joint British-French masterpiece of engineering, carried passengers across the Atlantic at Mach 2.04 for nearly 3 decades. It was loud, incredibly expansive, and not very fuel-efficient, but it was absolutely breathtaking. For those lucky enough to fly on it, time itself seemed to bend, turning a 7-hour flight into a 3-hour hop. You could leave London after breakfast and arrive in New York before breakfast. The Soviet Union had a similar dream with their Tu-144, often nicknamed the Concorde, though it actually flew before the Concorde and reached Mach 2. It was plagued with reliability and safety issues. Its service life was tragically short, marking the unfortunate limits of what was possible for supersonic civilian travel at the time. Today, very few new aircraft are designed to exceed Mach 2. Modern stealth fighters like the F-22 and F-35 prioritize advanced sensors, data fusion, and survivability over raw, straight-line speed. The age of pure velocity has, in many ways, passed, yet the legacy of the Mach 2 era remains. Every single one of these incredible aircraft represents a moment in history when engineers and pilots chose audacity over caution. They flew into an environment where the air itself could burn, where metal would soften, where pilots had to place their absolute trust in machines built right at the very edge of human knowledge. These aircraft weren't just fast, they were statements. They were declarations to the world that said, we can go faster, we can go higher, and we will. Thanks for watching. If you love stories about incredible feats of engineering and aviation, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more. See you next time.